All right. Shalom, Akim. First and foremost, as always, I love to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashim, YAHAWASHI, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and unto the elders, a great millstone, GMS who taught me this truth, and honors to the brethren in the Akim that's pushing out this truth with all sincerity and in faith, and the Wadi Yahawah, Bahashim, YAHAWASHI for allowing me to come back with another lesson. And the title of this lesson is going to be simply I'm gonna title this one Exodus 3:20. Okay, and pretty much when you go to this, I'm just gonna read it, and we'll go from there. And this is Exodus 3:20, and it says, "An eye," and the eye that it's referring to is talking about the Most High, all right? And it says, "An eye will stretch out my hand and smite Egypt with all my wonders, which I will do in the midst thereof, and after that he will let you go." Now this was happening in the times of when Israel was pretty much, well, not pretty much, but this is when Israel was, held captive under the Egyptians. After Joseph died, there arose a new pharaoh. Okay, now when you read this, it says Exodus 1:1. Now these are the names of the children of Israel which came unto Egypt, every man in his household came with Jacob, which is Yaakov, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Benjamin, Dan, and Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. And all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls. For Joseph was already in Egypt because he was sold into slavery by his brethren. And it says, and Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that generation. And it says, and the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly, and multiplied, and waxed exceedingly mighty, and the land was filled with them. And there arose a new king over Egypt that knew not Joseph. And it said, because Joseph, he was a second in command, pretty much, because he saved Egypt from a sore famine. But see, then Joseph died, and the pharaoh at that time that had Joseph at a high status, he had also died as well. Otherwise, this wouldn't be said of new king over Egypt that knew not Joseph. Okay. And it says, and he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply and it come to pass that when they're fallen out of Slakim, when there falleth out any war, they join unto our enemies, and fight against us, and so get up. It says, and so get them up out of the land. And it says, and therefore they did set over them taskmasters, which are pretty much like slave masters. And it says to afflict them with their burdens. And they build for Pharaoh treasure cities, Phetnom and Ramses. And it says, but the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew. And they were grieved because of the children of Israel. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with Rajon. And it says, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, in mortar and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field. All their service wherein they made them serve was with rigor. And it says, and the children of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of them was Sephora, and it says, and the other name, and the name of the other Puan. And it says, and he said, when they do offer, and when ye do the office of a midwife of a Hebrew woman, and see them upon the stool, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. because that's how you cut off a nation. You eliminate all the ones, because without men, you cannot reproduce. Because the man is the one whom carries the seed. Okay, and see, this is all happening. This all happened, right? And the Heavenly Father, He saw that His people were suffering, and then He brought up Moses. See, and this is what happened once, and this happened again when we were brought into Egypt again with ships. All right, according to the curses, the book of Deuteronomy 28:68, and the Egypt again, meaning this place known as America, and this is where us, the children of Israel, starting from Judah all the way down to Issachar, served a hard bondage, and just like how the children of Israel builded cities for Pharaoh, we've builded many cities in this place, Egypt, which is America, which the modern day Pharaoh being Esau, Edom. And see, what the Heavenly Father did was, he had us go through this, but now, just as He delivered us in Egypt, and this time He's going to do this yet again. That's why I brought out this precept in the book of Exodus 3:20. And I will stretch out my hand, and I will stretch out my hand and smite Egypt with all my wonders, which I will do in the midst thereof. And after that, He will let you go. And that's right. See, and this is going to happen one more time. The Most High, He's going to smite Egypt with all His wonders, with everything that He has. And we're coming into these times. Exodus 7:1. And the Lord said unto Moses, See, I have made thee a god to Pharaoh, and Aaron thy brother shall be thy prophet. Thou shalt speak all that I command thee. And Aaron thy brother shall speak unto Pharaoh, that he send the children of Israel out of his land. And I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and multiply my signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt. But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you. And it says, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt, and bring forth mine armies, and my people, the children of Israel, out of the land of Egypt by great judgments. And those great judgments are upon us. Those great judgments are coming to pass as we speak. And that's why we're coming into these times, the times of the perilous times, in which the Apostle Paul spoke of. 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. See? And when you look at this word perilous, it goes into very dangerous, risky, hazardous, savage, fierce times. And those are the times in which we're coming into. And we're coming into the great deliverance again. Because the Most High, He delivered us out of Egypt. And He's, like I said earlier, He's going to deliver us out of this place, which is modern day Egypt. Okay? But by the way He's going to bring us out of it is by the great judgments in which He's going to bring upon the earth. All right, we're coming into the times of Ezekiel 7:1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Also, thou son of man, thus saith the Lord YAHAWASHI into the land of Israel, the end is come upon the four corners of the land. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee. And see, that's the thing. This anger is going to be towards the wicked of our people. Okay, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations, because our people have sinned against our power. They sinned to this very day. All right, not only is the Most High gonna touch His people, with His anger, He's gonna touch all people. Everybody's gonna get it in these times to come. And my eyes shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abomination shall be in the midst of thee. And ye shall know that I am the Lord. And it says, Thus saith the Lord YAHAWASHI, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come, the end is come. It watches for thee, behold, it is come, and that time is here. The morning is come unto thee. O thou that dwellest in the land, the time is come, the day of trouble is near, and not the sounding again of the mountains. Now will I surely pour out my vengeance upon thee, and accomplish my anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and I will recompense thee for all thine abominations. You see that? So the Lord is going to pay back our people for what they've done. All right, just like he had the generation wander for 40 years until they perished, And it says, and my eyes shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity. I will recompense thee according to thy ways and thine abominations that are in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord that smiteth. You see that? So then that's when it's going to hit you. You're going to know it's the Lord that's going to be smiting you. Just as Pharaoh knew that the Lord was smiting him. And what did the Lord smite him with? Those 10 plagues. And every single time, every one of those plagues, each time they came, what did the Pharaoh do at the time? He went into Moses and asked that this stop, and then he will let the children of Israel go. Yet nevertheless, it wasn't up to him. The Heavenly Father wanted to do away with Pharaoh, completely destroy him utterly. And that's what's going to happen to the modern day Pharaoh, which is Esau, Edom. Okay? Because he had he had 10 times over, he said he was going to release the children. And what did he do? He didn't stick to his word. That's why every time the Heavenly Father sent a plague, it was much worse than the last one before. Okay? And these plagues are coming again. The plague of darkness, the plague of hail, and the plague of hell, the plague of locusts, all right? The plague of the first born being dead, all right? The plague of the water being turned into blood. These things are coming again. Okay? This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 5. And it says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. You see that? So that's what's coming upon the earth. Why? For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more, as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cries unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And that's us, because we complain day and night for all the abominations that have been done, in the midst thereof. Therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto them all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter, and I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. See, and this happened once, and it's going to take place yet again. And we are coming into these times and where the Lord, he's going to bring forth, he's going to stretch out his hand again. And he's going to smite Egypt with everything he has, all with the plagues, just as he did before time, and destroy all the land thereof and all the inhabitants thereof, and save his people, all right, and in particular, the chosen within his people, okay, because he's going to send forth his angels to gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of the earth even unto the other. Matthew 24 and 29, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. Then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven unto the other. These are the times in which we're coming into. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I pray this lesson was edifying, exhorting, and comforting. As always, I want to give all the praises, all the honor, all the glory unto Yahawah, Bahashim, YAHAWASHI, Bahashim Kakwadash. And it's on to the next one, Akim. Shalom.